Imagine this. It's early morning and the first light of the day spills gently across your front porch. The scent of freshly brewed coffee floats through the kitchen, mingling with the soft hum of a distant birdsong outside your window. The world is quiet, calm, and steady, just like the rhythm many of us crave in this stage of life. For many older adults in America, these peaceful moments bring with them a longing for wellness, not just the absence of illness, but a sense of balance, energy, and control over our bodies. We want to walk without hesitation, feel clear-headed through the day, and enjoy the little pleasures that make life worth living. And that's what we're here to talk about today. Across the ocean in Japan, a country known for its long-lived population, there are remarkable elders, some over 100 years old, who still walk independently, maintain sharp minds, and live full lives. What's their secret? Today, we explore 7 simple but powerful habits inspired by renowned Japanese doctors and longevity experts, habits that may quietly transform how we age. We'll look at the science, but more importantly, we'll look at how these small changes can be gently woven into our daily lives right here in the U.S. Whether you live in a quiet suburban neighborhood, a cozy retirement community, or a small apartment with a garden view. So if you've ever asked yourself, what can I do to feel stronger, clearer, and more in tune with my body? This is a journey worth taking. Let's walk it together, one mindful step at a time. Welcome to a new chapter in your senior wellness story. Dr. Kenji's secret move. Every single day, no matter what. There's something deeply comforting about morning routines. The smell of toast, the warmth of the first coffee, the quiet hush of the house before the world awakens. For Dr. Kenji, a gentle-voiced physician from Kyoto who lived past 100, the secret to a long, balanced life started right there in the stillness of the early hours. Each morning he moved, not rushed, not with strain, but with purpose. Whether it was sweeping the garden, stretching his arms while the tea kettle boiled, or walking through the narrow paths behind his home, he never let a day pass without some gentle movement. To him, motion was not exercise, it was life continuing. And that's something we often forget in modern times, especially as we age. We tend to believe that slowing down means stopping altogether, but Dr. Kenji believed that the body, much like a clock, keeps ticking as long as it's gently wound. A few mindful movements, stretching the arms toward the sky, rotating the ankles, lifting the knees a few inches, while seated, can spark energy and realign the whole day. He once said, "I move so I won't rust." And it's true. Our joints, muscles, and circulation all benefit from just a few minutes of purposeful movement. It doesn't have to be dramatic. The point is simply to move consistently and with kindness to your body. If you have a garden, tend to it slowly. If the sun is out, walk to your mailbox and linger under the sky for a few breaths. If you're sitting on the porch, rotate your ankles, raise your heels, roll your shoulders. These small moments add up, not just physically but emotionally. They remind your body it still has rhythm. They tell your spirit, I am still here and I still move forward. At the heart of senior wellness, this gentle momentum makes all the difference. It's not about how far or how fast, it's about the steady hum of life that still flows within you. And if you've had days where you felt stiff, disconnected, or hesitant to move, know that you're not alone. But know also that a small step, just one, can begin to change everything. So tomorrow morning, before the coffee cools and the light shifts across the floor, try one stretch, one walk across the room, one pause to lift your chin toward the morning light. That's how it begins. The power of curiosity. Stay interested in something. There's a quiet joy in watching a bird build its nest, in learning the name of a flower you hadn't noticed before, or even in asking your grandson what kind of music he's into these days. That spark of curiosity, no matter how small, keeps the mind young and the heart open. Dr. Kenji, even at 98, had a ritual. Each day he made it a point to read something new, sometimes a poem, sometimes a bit of history, or even an article about something completely unfamiliar. He believed that staying curious wasn't just for children. In fact, he often said it's the very thing that helped him feel alive in his later years. In the world of senior living, curiosity is far more than a hobby. It's a lifeline. When we continue to explore, whether it's through books, crafts, conversations, or nature walks, we are reminding ourselves that we are part of a world that still has surprises to offer. Maybe you've always wanted to try watercolor painting, or perhaps there's a documentary on space exploration you've been meaning to watch. Even a stroll through a local farmer's market can be a source of discovery, new smells, new flavors, new people to greet. Curiosity doesn't mean chasing big dreams or learning a new language overnight. It can be as simple as looking at something familiar with fresh eyes. What if we asked, what's blooming in my garden today, or what can I cook differently with what I have in the fridge? These small questions light up the brain and create purpose. Dr. Kenji's favorite phrase was, "As long as I'm asking questions, I know I'm still here." And truly, when the mind stays interested, the body tends to follow. Curiosity has been shown to improve memory boost, mood, and even help with mobility by encouraging gentle action like walking to the library, visiting a neighbor's porch, or attending a community talk. At Senior Wellness, we celebrate this sense of wonder. We know that even the smallest interest can turn an ordinary day into something meaningful. Whether it's a puzzle on the kitchen table, a newspaper clipping, or a story you heard on the radio, your brain thrives on engagement. So next time you feel a bit dull or low energy, ask yourself, what would I enjoy learning about today? That one question might lead to a small action, and that action could brighten the entire day. Because curiosity, like motion, is a quiet form of hope, and it's never too late to be fascinated again. Movement is life. Keep walking even just a little. Picture a quiet sidewalk bathed in afternoon light. The leaves rustle gently overhead. You're holding your favorite walking stick, taking slow, steady steps past the neighbor's blooming roses. It's not a race. It's a moment of peace, of presence, of power. Dr. Haruto, well into his 90s, never stopped moving. He wasn't jogging marathons or doing push-ups, but every single day he walked. Around his garden, through his neighborhood, and sometimes just from one end of his house to the other. To him, motion was medicine. And truly it is. In the world of senior wellness, even the simplest movements are more than physical acts. They're a reminder to the body and brain that life is still happening. Movement tells our joints, muscles, and minds, you're still needed. You don't have to commit to a formal exercise routine. It could be a few gentle stretches while the kettle warms, or walking in place during your favorite show. Even a few slow steps around the backyard can make a difference. The goal isn't intensity, it's consistency. Dr. Haruto used to say, a still body forgets how to move. That's why he made movement a daily promise to himself, even when the weather wasn't ideal or his energy was low. There are practical benefits too. Regular movement can support balance, help regulate blood pressure, improve digestion, and ease joint stiffness. But perhaps even more important, it boosts mood. It creates a rhythm to the day. It gives you a reason to lace up your shoes, open the door, and breathe in fresh air. If you live in a senior community, consider joining a short walking group or even taking the long way to the dining room. If you're at home, maybe take a walk to the mailbox twice a day instead of once. These small efforts repeated often create powerful momentum. And remember, movement isn't limited to walking. Gentle yoga chair, stretches, tai chi, or even gardening all count. What matters is that your body keeps remembering how to move with grace, with purpose, and with love. We often think of aging as a slowing down. But in truth, aging is an invitation to become more mindful of how we move and to do it with intention. So even if it's just 5 steps today, take them with pride. Your body remembers, and it will thank you for it tomorrow. That's the heart of senior health tips, not grand gestures, but meaningful habits that build strength and confidence, one step at a time. Eat simple. Eat well. The power of modest meals. Imagine a humble table by the window, sunlight streaming in across a simple meal. A small bowl of warm soup, a slice of fish, a handful of colorful vegetables, and a cup of tea with steam rising slowly in the stillness. There's no rush, no noise, just nourishment, calm, and care. Dr. Satoshi, who lived vibrantly past the age of 100, believed that how you eat was just as important as what you eat. He kept his meals small, fresh, and seasonal. Nothing fancy, just food that honored the body. For older adults, the idea of less is more holds surprising strength. Large, heavy meals can drain energy, disrupt sleep, and stress the digestive system. In contrast, smaller portions of nutrient-rich food allow the body to absorb what it needs without feeling overwhelmed. In the world of senior living, this isn't about dieting or restriction. It's about tuning into what your body truly needs. It's about sitting down to eat with presence and gratitude. Dr. Satoshi made a habit of filling half his plate with vegetables, steamed, pickled, or fresh. A modest portion of fish or tofu followed. He sipped broth slowly, and he always left the table feeling light, not stuffed. Modern senior health tips echo this approach. Eat more whole foods. Choose meals rich in color and variety. Embrace lean proteins, leafy greens, nuts, and fruits. Stay hydrated with herbal teas and filtered water. Perhaps your version looks like a bowl of lentil soup with a slice of avocado toast, or a few strawberries with cottage cheese and almonds. The key is simplicity, nourishing your body without excess, and allowing digestion to work with ease. Eating well also connects us to rhythms of the day. a light breakfast to wake the body, a heartier lunch when energy peaks, and a soft, soothing dinner to invite rest. It's also about joy. Maybe you grow your own tomatoes, or pick up fresh corn at the weekend farmer's market. Maybe it's the comfort of your favorite blue plate or the scent of cinnamon in your oatmeal. These details matter, because meals are more than fuel, they're moments. And in later years, these small rituals become anchors of peace, rhythm, and care. So next time you sit down to eat, don't just think about what's on your plate. Think about how you're eating, how you're feeling, and how you're honoring this moment. Because every bite is a chance to feel stronger, steadier, and more connected to yourself and to the life you're still beautifully living. Keep moving, even when no one's watching. The sun was just beginning to set behind the maple trees outside Helen's porch. She stood by the railing, slowly lifting her heels off the ground and lowering them again, calf raises 10 at a time. No gym, no special gear, just her, the quiet of the early evening, and a soft breeze on her face. At 84, Helen didn't run marathons, but she moved every single day. Gentle stretches, slow walks around her garden, rising from her chair without using her hands. It might not look like much from the outside, but inside her muscles remembered, her balance improved, and her confidence bloomed. That's the thing about movement in our senior years, it doesn't need to be dramatic to be powerful. One of the most enduring lessons from long-lived elders like Dr. Nakamoto and others was this: never stop moving. Even if it's just 5 minutes, even if it's just from the living room to the mailbox and back. Why? Because movement is medicine for the aging body. It keeps the joints awake, the heart steady, and the mind engaged. For many who prioritize senior wellness, this daily rhythm of motion becomes a quiet revolution, reclaiming independence one step at a time. You don't need a structured routine to benefit. A few shoulder rolls while waiting for your tea to steep. A gentle march in place during commercial breaks. A short walk in the hallway after each meal. These are the small choices that build resilience over time. And perhaps more importantly, movement sends a message not just to your body, but to your spirit. I'm still here. I still matter. I'm still capable. In the world of senior living, this isn't about pushing through pain or pretending to be younger than we are. It's about listening to the body and honoring it with care and consistency. Some days that might mean gardening for an hour, other days just swaying to music in the kitchen. Both are valid. Both are worthy. Remember, stillness has its place, but so does motion. The gentle rhythm of moving every day keeps the body alert and the soul engaged. It reminds us that aging doesn't mean stopping. It means adapting, pacing, and staying connected to life through every breath and every stretch. So the next time you think, is this little bit of movement even worth it? The answer is yes. Always yes. Because it's not about impressing anyone. It's about preserving the freedom to move through your own home, your own life with grace, balance, and quiet strength. Eat less but better. The art of senior simplicity. There's a quiet kind of wisdom that comes with age. It's in the way we make our tea just right, or how we instinctively know which chair in the house catches the best afternoon light. And often it shows up in how we nourish ourselves, not with more, but with enough. Dr. Kenji Sakamoto, a physician who practiced well into his 90s, once shared a small but powerful rule. Eat until you're 80% full. He wasn't suggesting we go hungry, quite the opposite. He believed that by eating mindfully, by stopping just before we feel full, we give our bodies space to function at their best. As we get older, digestion slows, metabolism shifts. Our bodies become more efficient, but also more sensitive. This is where the true art of senior wellness begins, not in restrictive diets, but in paying closer attention to how we feel after each meal. It's in choosing a bowl of warm vegetable soup over processed snacks, picking wild berries from the farmer's market instead of reaching for sugary desserts, adding more color to your plate, not out of rules, but out of reverence for what your body now needs. And it's not just about food, it's about the relationship we have with nourishment, sitting down without distractions, eating slowly, savoring textures and flavors. These small rituals bring back joy to eating and remind us that meals are not just fuel, but comfort, memory, and self-care. Many of the longest living elders around the world share this philosophy. They eat simply, they eat seasonally, and most importantly, they eat with intention. A handful of almonds, a drizzle of olive oil, a spoonful of fermented foods like kimchi or yogurt. These aren't extravagant choices, but they make a meaningful difference in how we feel day to day. For those navigating senior health tips, here's a gentle reminder: what you eat doesn't have to be perfect. It just needs to support the energy, clarity, and calm you wish to carry through your day. A lighter dinner might mean better sleep. A hearty breakfast could give your morning more strength. Listening to your body rather than following every trend is one of the greatest skills we can cultivate as we age. So the next time you plan your meals, think of it as an act of kindness toward your future self. You don't need a full table, you need a thoughtful plate. In the end, eating less but better isn't about deprivation. It's about creating more space for vitality, more moments of presence, and more years of graceful living. Nurture a quiet curiosity. Keep asking, keep growing. There's something quietly powerful about staying curious, especially as we grow older. It doesn't have to be dramatic. No need to climb mountains or take on new degrees. Sometimes it's as simple as wondering what bird is singing outside your window, or what story lies behind a neighbor's smile. One of Japan's most beloved doctors, Dr. Haruki Nishida, continued reading new medical journals well into his late 90s. When asked why, he simply smiled and said, "Because there's still so much I don't know." That gentle humility, that sense that life still holds lessons for us no matter our age, is one of the strongest pillars of senior living. It's not about chasing youth, it's about embracing wisdom while keeping the door open to wonder. Maybe it means learning a new card game from your grandchild, trying a different spice in your cooking, reading the biography of someone whose life was nothing like your own, or just asking someone, "What was the best part of your day?" Curiosity doesn't only exercise the mind, it opens the heart. It creates connection. It replaces boredom with possibility. And studies have shown that staying mentally engaged can help preserve memory clarity and even mood. But perhaps more importantly, it keeps your spirit awake. You don't have to be the loudest in the room or the first to volunteer. Just be the one who keeps asking, keeps listening, and keeps finding small things to appreciate. That quiet form of curiosity, the one that hums gently in the background of everyday life, is a form of resilience that never grows old. Many seniors say their world became richer when they gave themselves permission to stay open, open to learning, open to change, open to joy in new forms. So if the world ever starts to feel too small, remember there is always something new to discover. Sometimes the greatest journeys begin right where you are, with a question, a conversation, or a new page in a book. Keep that spark alive. Let curiosity be your quiet companion, guiding you gently through each season, one thoughtful moment at a time. Because true senior wellness isn't just about physical strength, it's about staying connected to life, to learning, and to the little wonders that keep your days full of meaning. As the sun dips low and the day winds down, take a quiet moment for yourself. Breathe in the stillness. Let all the small choices you've made, whether switching shoes, drinking more water, or simply asking more questions, remind you that it's never too late to feel stronger, steadier, and more alive. You don't need grand gestures to reclaim your balance, just steady steps, honest care, and the belief that you still matter deeply in this world. Senior wellness is not about perfection. It's about honoring where you are and moving forward with gentle strength. If this video made you smile or feel understood, we'd love to hear your thoughts. You're welcome to like, subscribe, or share it with someone special. Until next time, take good care. Keep your heart curious, your steps confident, and your days filled with grace, one meaningful moment at a time.